Welcome to this program. I'm Samuel Fenton. In today's lesson, we shall look at our objectives. By the end of the lesson, learners should be able to use modal verbs to express a variety of meaning. Now, let us look at these words. Can, shall, will, might, must, would, may. What type of words are these? Great. They are called modal verbs. A modal is a type of auxiliary or helping verb that is used to express 1. Ability, 2. Possibility, 3. Permission or obligation. Or modal verbs are auxiliary verbs which modify the meaning of another verb in the sentence. So here, let's look at one way that modal verbs can function in grammar. So modal verbs are auxiliary or helping verb, as I've said already. Modal verbs must be used with a main verb. So modal verbs are not alone. They must be used with a main verb. Modal verbs do not change form. Modal verbs do not have an infinitive or participle. Again, modal verbs are usually followed by main verb in base form. Great. So let us have some examples of modal verbs. We have can, could. And when do we use can and could? We use it to show ability. We use it to show ability. Let's have another example. We can use modal verbs to show permission. And what are these modal verbs? Can, could, would, and may. Hope you are following. Great. Let's have another example. We can use modal verbs for request. And these modal verbs are can, could, may, might, will. So if you want a request from someone, you can use any of these modal verbs. Can, could, may, might, will. So in your various classrooms, when you want to go out, you usually say, sir or madam, may I go out to do this? Or can I go out to do that? Great. We have another way of using modal verbs, and that is obligation. Some modal verbs are used as an obligation, and we have should, ought to, must. Shall is also used to show obligation. The next one is suggestion. So suggestion, we use might, should, shall, and could to show suggestion. Great. Another auxiliary verb or another modal verb is will, and shall, will and shall. And in what circumstance do we use will and shall? We use them to show intention. We use them to show intention. So these are some of the modal verbs. So let's look at this assignment. We are not completely sure, but Jojo dash come back tomorrow. This is the sentence, and we are supposed to put in an auxiliary verb or a modal verb. And option A say needn't, B may, and C ought. So what do you think will be the correct answer? Let's check it. It is may. So we are not completely sure, but Jojo may come back tomorrow. Let's look at our next example. When I was a child, in the summer afternoons, we dash play in the streets with girls and boys from the community. And we have the options here: won't, must, and would. So let's look at our answer. The answer is would. So when I was a child, in the summer afternoons, we play in the street. We could play in the street with girls and boys from the community. So here we have used our various examples, some of them, to undertake this assignment. Okay. Let's look at the third question. Dash I have some more wine, please? And the options are could, needn't, and would. So the correct answer is going to be could. Could I have some more wine, please? The next one. He dashed swim when he was 6 years old. And the options are might, will, and could. So let's look at our answer. The answer is could. So he could swim when he was 6 years old. So in closure, in today's lesson, we have learnt that auxiliary modal verbs are auxiliary or helping verbs. Modal verbs must be used with a main verb. Modal verbs do not change form. Modal verbs do not have an infinitive or participle. And we have done the participle of some verbs and the rest. So when you have could doesn't have any participle. If you will doesn't have any participle. So they don't change their form. They still maintain their form in a sentence. And then modal verbs are usually formed by main verb in base form. Great. And some of The examples of modal verbs are ability, which is can, could, which shows ability. Can and could, which shows ability. Then we have can, could, may, might, would. It shows possibility. It shows possibility. And then should and ought to shows advice. So if someone is advising you, the fellow might use should or ought to. And then permission. In your classroom, you normally ask permission to go out. So next time when you are asking for permission, you can use can or may. Please, madam, please, sir, may I go out to blow my nose? May I go out to ease myself? Can I go out to ease myself? Great. And then if you want to request something from someone, you can use can, could, may, might, will, and would. An obligation is shall, should, must, ought to. And again, suggestion. You can use could, might, shall, and should. Again, if you have an intention of doing something, you can use will and shall. Tomorrow I will be visiting my grandma. Tomorrow we shall eat apple and fetiridechi. Great. So in our next meeting, we shall look at prepositions. So I'll urge you all to revise on what we have today. So until we meet again, bye bye.